Hey, John,
Hey.
I'm going to sing a song.
Ooh, what song?
Try to guess the clue to this song.
Okay. Hmm. Extreme, more than words.
That was
No.
quick. Holy.
Every breath you
Hey,
take,
hey. Cheap.
every move you make, every bond you break, every step you take, I'll be watching you every single day. Every word you say, every game you play, every night you stay, I'll be watching you.
Oh, Miss B, go away, don't disturb me. I have done no wrong, just go away and let me be. My mother and father, they wanting me with the story. Miss B, go away, don't disturb me. Love me, you annoy the ones that hate you. Miss B, go away, don't disturb me. I have done no wrong, just go away and let me be. My mother and father, they only mean in the story. Miss B, go away, don't disturb me.
I really don't feel good. We're getting a
Is anyone here? What did you find? You are listening to Supernatural Confessions.
go. Good Friday evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and
Ooh.
girls. We are going to entertain you for tonight. My name is Eugene Tay.
I'm Jonathan Lim, and
Welcome.
tonight is all about the boys and girls in
Yeah.
blue.
And welcome to we have a new guest with us today. I think Bala Ganesha.
A friend told you to join, so yeah, you have very good friends. Hi,
Mm,
welcome, welcome. And today's first in line was
Maureen before 9
Maureen.
p.m. She's here already.
Wow, well done. Followed by Jillian.
Jillian,
Hello. Who else is here?
Aber as well.
Who's
Elation.
Dax? Daxxe. Is that someone
He's
you
been around
know?
as well. He's been around.
Ah, okay. Hello,
Yeah, the
Dax.
ex Donny Darwin.
Hanjay, Mark Shippo, Jill Chong, Camellia,
Camellia. Yeah.
Satin Roses. Good.
Prime.
Wow. Okay, okay.
Satin
Jeron.
Roses.
Yeah, I like that.
That's
Jeron.
that's relatively new. I remember
Satin Roses, are you new? Please say
one
hi
maybe.
if you're new so we can
Yeah.
welcome you. Yeah, Frankie, that can be
Jeron.
arranged. Night Owl. Rar. Rar is here again. Very always happy when I see Rar. Carlos Cole.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So we got to give Candy Cha as well. I met Candy today for confession. Candy
Oh,
has
nice.
confessed. All about Toa
Yay.
Payoh. Okay. So that one will be coming up months from now.
Oh
But-
no, so we're gonna start doing constituency by constituency.
Yeah.
That'll be amazing.
And Candy has issued us a challenge. So he said, "Hey, you all should
What,
just
what,
do
what?
a walk with Hantu Toa Payoh. There's so many haunted places.
Wow.
Adrian Lim there and everything.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
Anna Wong, hello.
Oh,
Okay, I want to say
Hello. Wow.
hello and thank you to the following names. For Sentience, these are the Supernatural Confessions patrons. If you do not know, Supernatural Confessions has a Patreon account. You can go check us out, www.patreon.com, Supernatural Confessions. And your contributions earns you some perks, behind the scenes stuff. And also, thank you guys. We have the top tier, Elation Adrian Chua and Chua Elaine. In the spirit tier, we have Deborah Cornfield, Chia Keng To, JK for short. That's how he's called. Joel Go, our Joel Go. Karina J. Souls tier, we have Candy Chia, Grace Chai, Linda Hayden, Ron, and Teo Shi Chie. So thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Okay. Very good. So,
Wow, it feels like we're all grown up now. Now we have a Patreon, right? It's like,
yeah.
we're legit now.
Yeah, but for those of you who because Patreon is going to be a bit of a commitment. It takes a monthly commitment from you. But if you just want to, happy, suka, you can buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/superconfess, or on YouTube itself. There's the supers. There's actually an icon with a dollar sign there, so you can click on that and you can choose any amount you want.
Super chat.
Yeah,
Is that the super
I'm
chat?
not sure.
Is that the super
Elvin
chat?
De Cruz, the super operator, is trying to help me create super emoticons for you guys. So
Oh,
cool
that'd be
stuff are
fun.
happening.
Yeah.
I'm still figuring it out.
Oh no, someone says is my background lighting very dark, KK Heng? He said, what's up with my background lighting? Why do you see someone there? Is there someone there? What's going on?
Your background got mood, eh?
Okay. Huh? I don't want to be too bright. Okay. All right.
Hey, anyway, I played a song just now. It's the hint to today's theme. Can you guess what it is?
Stalkers.
Oh. Every Breath You Take was performed 1983 by The Police.
The Police. Okay.
So if you guys
how many
got
of you
it-
out there are too young to know the
Yeah.
Police?
So I think every week I'm going to play a song because you can't shut me up. I'm going to sing.
Sigh. It's okay. It scares the hantus away.
So if you guys cannot stand my singing, just come about 10:58. I'll be done by then. Or 9:58 rather. Yeah. So today's going to be all about the police, the boys in blue, the boys and girls in blue. And I have some really solid confessions. And actually, I have a lot more, John. This isn't the end of the police confession.
It's okay. We can do police part 1, police part 2.
Yeah,
Okay.
So
Wow,
even the
okay.
title, I think Navinet got it. He said, Navinet and Elvin got it. He says, it reminds me of a Jackie Chan show.
Yes, the police story.
Telling of our age, huh?
So classic. So I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean. I'm too
Ooh.
young. I'm too young to know this. So tell us a little bit about the police and the supernatural, Eugene.
Okay, so we one thing that we know is the boys in blue are very tight-lipped about the supernatural. They are not supposed to believe in the supernatural. It's all by the law, right? But many police friends of mine have said, "Hey, I tell you a story. You please don't go and mention my name on your show, okay?" They want to confess. They're dying to tell me the story. Like, hey, you don't say my name, No lah, I don't want to go on video, lah. So I say, okay. But today we also have our guest, who's an ex-police officer. So if you guys have been for the live show last year, you remember her. Her name is Melanie Tan, or you know her as Mel. She stood up during the live show and she says, I'd like to challenge that confession. I was once upon a time a police officer and I know how it works. So we brought her on the show today to give us behind the scenes knowledge on how things are run. And also 11:35 tonight, featured confession starring Murali. So you know Murali as the spiritual practitioner, But guess what? He was before he was a spiritual practitioner.
Also police.
Also police.
Wow. Wow. Okay, we're very thematic nowadays. I like
Oh.
got song lah, got featured confession lah, got special guest lah. Wow, we are so curated. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Oh,
All right.
come. Let's bring on our guest.
All right. Melanie.
I think she should be in blue background. I just realized she's a cop.
Oh yeah. It's okay. It's okay.
Hey,
Oh,
Melanie.
All right. Hi.
Hi.
How have you been since the live show?
I've been good. Still kicking,
Mhm.
still live.
What are you up to these days?
That's always good. Oh, I'm still
Yeah.
working my day job.
Had any encounters lately?
Well, they are not that, like common.
Okay.
Thankfully not. Okay.
Thankfully not.
not. Yeah.
I think that's the standard like SC greeting, right? Like, recently got see ghosts or not? And I think we should start asking that more often.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So today, today I'm looking forward to getting lots of like sort of professional input from you, right? It's like your professional take based on your experience and your training, and the things you've seen. But I also hope you can share some fresh stories with us of what you went through when you were in the service, right? So exciting.
Right. So personally, I haven't actually went through anything. So a lot of it is hearsay. I'm the oblivious sort. Yeah. So if somebody were to stand at the corner or on the roof, just crawling about, I wouldn't see it. I wouldn't. I'd be like, la la la, rainbows, unicorns. I'm not seeing anything. I refuse. Like, object. I'm just not gonna. Just blocked. Yeah, but if they go out of the way to touch me, or if they go out of their way to come and talk to me, yeah. So it's not that I don't believe in them. It's just I choose number one, not to notice anything. Like, when you
Right.
get creepy vibes, just ignore.
So the hantu must be proactive lah. The hantu have
Yeah.
to make it.
And
Make
Touch you,
But, like,
must
at the
talk
same
to
time-
you. Sounds like going to a
Yeah.
club lah.
But at the same but at the same time, no,
Yeah.
please don't. Do you know what I mean?
they're listening right now, so
Probably,
they're learning how
everywhere.
to deal with Melanie. Okay. Okay. So we have 3 special confessions, right, that are all linked to the police in some way or other, right? Some about where the police train, some are actually on cases, right? And so that's quite exciting. Also, that's my favorite. Okay, so where are we going to start?
Okay. So I think before we kickstart the confessions, the featured confessions for today, the 3 confessions that we have, I
Yeah.
want to give you some anecdotes, confessions that I've got, like almost like just one paragraph on it, and it doesn't really fit into a featured confession or anywhere, so I thought I'll just verbally tell you.
Sure.
And also I want to give
Okay.
a throwback because there was a guy called Alvin who was the very first Supernatural Confessions police confessor.
Wow.
So I
How long
wanna-
ago was this?
2020.
Wow.
So all
okay.
you Lao Chia out there who's watching us since then, you probably remember this story. I'm going to read it out to you.
Alright.
But for those of you who just joined us the last 2 years, this will be brand new for you. Okay, so this one is actually shared with me by someone who did his national service in the new police academy at Choa Chu Kang. So this story is there's a cupboard that's supposed to never be closed, and if you close this cupboard, the cupboard will vibrate at night. So in fact, there's an actually old coin, an old like 50-cent coin, that is welded into the drawer.
Okay.
It's not pasted, it's not left behind, it's welded in. So whoever did that was very serious. So every night, if you close the cupboard and you locked it, the cupboard will have banging sound from inside. So when he opened it up, nothing. So I asked him, I said, could it be a rat? He said, no rat, but in the PA got giant millipedes, and I don't think millipedes can bang on the cupboard.
Wow.
So if any of you are from the new PA and you know about this cupboard with the welded coin, please leave us a comment. We want to know whether is it still there, because obviously this one I think might be some years. Like he's no longer in his 20s, so probably 10 years ago. This other one I'm going to share with you. This is a famous urban legend that has been going around, right?
Okay, wait. Sean Lim wants to know why 50-cent coin, not the $1 coin. $1 coin got pakwa, right? The $1 coin has the octagon,
Maybe when this thing was
so
welded
it's
in
more
was
effective.
pre no lah, cannot like new PA lah, so I don't know.
Yeah. The $1 coin came out, I think, like what, 1980 something.
Yeah. Good question.
Interesting, right? Okay.
Okay, so this one
Yes.
it's actually an urban legend. Okay,
Okay.
So many boys serving the national service would have heard it. But this guy messaged me or called me up. This was 2020, right? It says, bro, I was the guy who had this experience. And I'm going to tell you from my point of view what happened. So
Oh,
you
horse's
minus
mouth.
all
Okay.
the urban legend, all the tamba with spices, everything. This is from Alvin himself, huh?
This
Okay.
is straight from the source.
It says,
Yeah.
late one night after a hard day of physical training, exercises and drill training, I was damn shacked and knocked out early. Midway through my sleep, I was awakened with someone gently nudging me. Bro, can you follow me go toilet? In my sleepy stupor and barely able to see, I said okay. Climbed off the top bunk to follow my buddy to the toilet. He walked in front of me and I just followed. Weary-eyed, still half asleep. You know that sleepy state where everything's a blur and you can't really focus or see properly? So we were at Bravo Company, which was the building just between the mess canteen and Alpha Koi, or OCT barracks, in front of the basketball courts. Behind the Koi, where we all hung our laundry, was a forest with a cluster of banana trees. The toilet is on a half level down, between the first and second floor. I followed him and reached the toilet. He went into the cubicle stall to take a shit while I went to the urinal. I didn't really have to pee, but since I was there, might as well lah. Now, I've always been a bit afraid when it came to camp toilets, as I read all the stories and listened to all the horror tales. So, as far as possible, I avoid looking at the mirror and the ceilings, for fear that I might spot something in the reflection or looking down at me. I don't have the special third eye, but who knows? Better to not see, right? Hey, damn shag leh. Today the drills and PT was damn tiring my buddy said from the stall. Yeah, tomorrow morning will be worse. IPPT coming up, so confirm will kena from FY I replied, still peeing. Yeah, but luckily got lesson in the afternoon, so can relax a bit lah, my buddy added. He could only be heard since the door was closed. I finished peeing and went to wash my hands. Hey, faster leh, I want to sleep. Wait lah, stomach ache, he explained. So I waited, still trying my best to avoid looking at the mirror and at the ceiling. My mind was filling fast with what-if scenarios. I was getting a little paranoid at what I might accidentally see if I'm unlucky. Quickly, I chased again. No reply. He must be concentrating. So I went to the next stall, climbed on the toilet bowl to peep over the connecting wall. There was no one. Absolutely no one. I climbed back down and went to the sink, trying to keep calm and not reveal that I know no one was in the stall. I said, hey, I go back first lah. Damn shit. I want to sleep liao. And began to slowly make my way towards the door. He replied, the voice still coming from inside the cubicle. You sure you're really tired and want to go back? Or you know who I am now? My skin crawled and goosebumps ran all over my body. So this is the urban legend about the you know I know. Yeah.
So who is he?
Hantu lah.
I thought
Actually,
like,
don't
you
know.
know, it's just yeah. I thought
Actually,
it was
we
like
don't know
a
who he is. Yeah.
specific person.
I
Yeah.
thought he was going to go back to the bunk and find his buddy was still asleep. And then when he
Right.
then when he wakes up the buddy will go, why you leave me in the toilet?
Okay, so according to the article that I read, the urban legend I read on Hang Chai, right? There was a continuation. He was running back to the bunk and he saw his buddy coming out of the bunk. He said, hey, where are you? He said, no, I was been here all along. Yeah, urban legend.
Okay.
Yes.
I think I know what happened. He went through a time warp.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, his buddy was about to get up and go toilet. So he hasn't gone to the toilet yet, but this guy already finished his conversation with the friend.
Oh, there's a glimpse. There's a glitch
Yeah,
in the timeline. The
Yes.
space-time
glitch in the
continuum.
matrix. Yeah.
Hey, actually, Mel, I want to know, which side are you on? Are you leaning more towards the must be the hantu? Are you leaning more towards the loser side?
let's find out when she
Okay,
expressed her
okay.
opinion.
Can.
You cannot make people vote right away, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, it's not a live show. You can't just vote
Yeah.
straight away. Green
Let's
card, red card.
Yeah.
slowly
Yeah.
find out. Okay. But for
Okay.
all of you out there, okay, feel free to speculate. Okay, which side
Yeah.
Melanie will be on, and we will see. Okay,
Yeah.
I have my very very firm suspicions, but okay,
Mm.
Hey,
because I remember from the
Yeah.
you
live
do.
show.
Yeah.
Okay, any more cookie stories for us?
Um.
Huh?
No, I mean, yeah. I mean, these are the good ones. Along the way, I think I will share a bit more. But stay tuned because later on we're gonna get Melanie to share the stories that she heard from the police force. But for now, we're gonna go. For today, I have 3 different sets of confessions. One is from the NS police. Then there's police headquarters, and then there's police on the job. So we're gonna start with possession at the old police academy, shall we?
Huh? Yep. Okay, take it away.
Okay. Possession at old police academy. Confession by Keith. The old police academy has a lot of ghost stories. Really, anyone doing NS would have heard of one urban legend or another. I served my NS in the police force. This was in the year 2000. The building was sibei old. 3 stories high with communal toilets on each floor. My buddy X was sensitive and can actually see ghosts. First day of in-camp, he already filled his cupboard with Bible, talisman, holy water, etc. etc. I used to joke that being his buddy is the safest because if any ghost came, he would have an answer to do with anything. But even then, he managed to get possessed. This was during the 2nd week of our stay already. Throughout the first week, X wasn't able to sleep well. He kept complaining that something was trying to enter his body. I didn't think anything of it. My first thought was that he was trying to Cao King. One night, he woke me up, complained. He felt very hot and needed to shower. I said, bro, so late already, just go sleep lah. X left the bunk on his own. After that, I couldn't get back to sleep and I felt a bit like a dick. So I went to the toilet to check on him. In the force, we were always told to go in pairs, look out for each other. And some in the squad even have the unspoken understanding that at night, if one person needs to pee, the buddy must always go. So lan, I didn't want to be the asshole, right? The stall water was running. I could hear voices, but I couldn't make out the words. They were a bit muffled. For some reason, I just became wide awake. Alarm bells were going off in my head, and this feeling just came suddenly. I crept up to the stall, calling his name. Oi, X ah! For the first time in my life, I felt real fear. You know, we used to write in composition that my blood runs cold in my veins? I felt that. X was standing, facing the wall, so I could only see his back, but he was fully clothed and soaking wet. I reached in to turn him towards me. That's when I noticed X's features were slightly altered. He did not look like himself anymore. He spoke to me in another voice and in Mandarin. My Chinese isn't all that good, and even conversational Chinese is a stretch. X is Indian, and he spoke a whole string of Chinese to me. I kept repeating myself, "Hey, fuck lah, stop it lah, not funny." Then X stopped talking and smiled. His eyes were just white, and through the smile, I heard what I believe is X calling from somewhere inside the body. Hell. Fuck. I left X there and I bolted. I woke the whole squad up. When we got to the toilet, X was already squatting and crying in a girly, sobbing way. The Malays in the squad recited their verses. Others just stared blankly. Back then, phones got no cameras. Otherwise, this one confirmed go viral. Luckily, I had the cow sense to go to his locker to grab his religious items. As buddies, we both knew where each other hid the keys to our cupboard. So I hung the crucifix around his neck, I placed the Bible against his chest, and I doused him with a bottle of holy water. It seemed to work, because X calmed down and went into a deep sleep. We carried him back to his bed and he slept throughout. At some point, I was wondering if he would even wake up. I don't know if any of us managed to sleep that night, but nobody wanted to talk about it. We just went back to our respective beds and we waited for the first roll call, which was going to happen in a matter of hours anyway. That morning, thankfully, X was able to wake. He woke with a high fever, so he was sent off to the medical center and got warded for 3 days. When he finally got back to training the following week, he told me what he had experienced. He said that for many nights already, there was a spirit of a woman who came to him for help. He tried to ignore her, but she was very persistent. He finally relented and asked her what she needed. She just replied, "I need a place to rest." So X replied, "Then go rest lah." That's when the spirit managed to enter his body through his mouth and nose as if he had inhaled her. Then everything after that was blank. He just knew he felt very hot and he needed to douse himself in water. But things were on autopilot and the memories were very fuzzy. Apparently after that incident, X topped up his cupboard with even more religious paraphernalia. Though from time to time he will still say he can see spirits approaching, but there were no other major incidents like the one I had witnessed right before my eyes. Dum, dum, dum.
I like this story. Okay, come, let's introduce our guest and her opinion. What do you think is going on, Melanie?
Okay, possessions.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about possessions, honestly. Okay, there's like this joke that's been going around saying like, okay, like some people don't believe in possessions because the people who are normally possessed, they don't speak another language. So you've heard like these stories, right? Like Malay person is always like speaking Malay when they're possessed. English people is always speaking English when they're like you see every like American horror movie out there. You don't see an American speaking in rapid Japanese. You don't see it.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of stuff. So I don't know how I feel about possessions. This story is quite interesting. I mean, like, okay, factually, it's there. It's, I mean, like, yeah, you follow somebody to the bathroom because, like, you know, we're encouraged to go in pairs, your buddy up system and everything. I mean, it seems all right. You know what I mean? I don't find any kings in the
What
story.
actually lies behind this buddy up system?
Oh,
Is it an acknowledgement that the toilet is not safe?
No, no,
Then-
you just need to pair up because, like, you know,
Why? What are you encouraging? What are you?
you know, when we go for patrols, we're in pairs.
patrol, and I understand.
Yeah, so it's
but,
the same
you know,
thing. It's
to
a
go-
whole culture. So it's like you
Really,
need your buddy with you.
even
Yeah.
toilet, even toilet.
Well, I mean, if somebody slips and falls, it's a safety issue as well. I mean, if somebody slips and falls in the toilet,
right,
somebody will be there. Yeah.
I think it's secretly an acknowledgement from the authorities that the camps are not clean and the toilets are the least clean part of the camp. Right? So that's the excuse.
The
That's
acknowledgement that the camp, like the commanders and everything, and everybody knows that it's dirty. It's when they perform ceremonies.
And
That's
they
the
do
acknowledgement.
And they do it openly, right? It's not
Yeah,
secretive or
correct.
anything, right?
Yeah, no. Sometimes it's on the roof. Sometimes it's wherever. Yeah, they do. They hold ceremonies to like bless the place. You know.
Have you had any experience with the OPA? A lot of people in the chat were talking about it, right? This is the one that's near near Toa Payoh, right? Along Tom.
Yeah.
You know,
it's really run down. I think by the time I was in the force, it was already called the OPA.
Was it still in use though? Did you
Oh
have
well,
any?
we use it for more like more technical trainings. So more like we use the computer labs. We use the halls. We sit in the rooms.
You didn't have to stay there, lah. You didn't have to stay on the premises, right?
No.
Right. For those of you who are wondering, right, some of them were talking about how it was close to cemeteries and all that, right? Actually, the OPA is at the foot of what used to be Kopi Swa. Kopi Swa was, of course, the hill that MediaCorp was built on, and also that contains most of Bukit Brown. So actually, the furthest reaches of Bukit Brown touch the back of the PA. Yeah, it's the same plot of land. So not surprising, not surprising, right? Everything flows downwards, you know? Okay, so you reckon it could have been a real possession, lah, right?
I don't know if I believe in possessions, man.
Wow.
Look, I believe in ghosts. I don't know if I believe in possession.
So you believe in ghosts, but you may not believe in possession. Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe in entities, right?
Right.
But I don't know if I believe in possession because that kind of means that they're intelligent. That kind of means that they're a sentient being. You know, that kind of means that they have neurons, neurological brain
Right.
synapses going on in
Yeah.
there.
And they have
I don't know.
intentions, they have
Yeah.
agendas,
Yeah,
right?
I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
You're
So
not
she believes in
sure
a
about that, or you don't want to believe in that. It's two different things, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure about
It's
that.
I'm so scared. I better just ignore it.
Yeah. My ignoring it would be.
Yeah.
Okay, Eugene, on your hand, what do you think?
Uh, Again, I like this story. It seems it's a classic possession story, but I think what I like most about this confession is the person who I got the confession from. He's very bravado about this, and it's very entertaining listening to his retelling of the story. So I'm trying my best to replicate the way he talks to me, and it was a very hilarious conversation. But let's just take a look, right? And I always say, let's take a look at the confessor's way of telling, because I always want to say that to most confessors, when they tell a story, they always believe in the story, of course, because their own experience. So a very interesting case here is, did X chowking, as in skiving, for those of you who do not know what the word chowking is, because you don't want to be military, you're just trying to find any ways and excuse to get out. So I asked this question. I say, hey, did he chowking? He said, no, actually, he eventually graduated from the whole course. So if he was trying to skive and just pretend that he was possessed, I think that was a lot of effort for no returns.
Yeah.
Right? And I think X also knew that he was already susceptible to spiritual attack from before. So when he came into camp, he's like, I prepare Bible, crucifix, and everything. I like that this guy actually had the heart to say, no lah, actually you go on your own. Then he felt bad. Then he walked. Then he said it was the most frightening experience in his entire life. He was really spooked and never again. And I felt that this was the buddy element. And of course, if you ask me whether the possession is real or is it a medical condition, right? That's always a very fine line. I believe in this case, it's not medical. X really was a sensitive person who spirits can just jump into his body. So one line that he was said in the story, the confession, was that the spirit wanted to ask for help, and he's like, reject, and eventually he says, what do you need? And she goes, I need to rest. So he said, want to rest? Just rest lah. I think what he didn't understand from that request was the resting was in his body, and he's just given permission to the spirit to enter.
Yeah, so don't answer too quickly when you're talking to ghosts.
Correct.
Yeah, they will read between the lines, so
Yeah.
please be careful what you say.
Right.
You know. Okay.
So that's
I mean,
my takeaway.
I'm fascinated by the language thing, right? Which I think is something that strikes the confessor as well, right? That his Indian friend, who has not exhibited any skill in Chinese, suddenly speaks Chinese, right? And then a very, very dramatic moment where you can hear like his own voice coming from somewhere inside. Help!
I know, yeah.
And it's quite powerful. I love the way the story is told. And then you bring him his cross, bring him his crucifix, his Bible. And I like to believe that. So okay, assuming that it's a Chinese spirit, right? It's an old lady spirit, right? Who I don't think would normally be exorcised by a cross and a Bible and holy water. I don't think she would give a damn for these angmo things, okay, that are not part of her life, right? But I think that these spiritual items gave the weak soul inside a confidence to push her back out. They were familiar to him.
Yeah, I can see that.
They reminded him that you have a faith. Right,
Yeah.
you're not fighting alone, right? So I think once he was given those things, it's like boom, the superhero puts on the armor, right, and and suddenly he came out, right? Because I feel the recovery was very fast.
Yeah.
Right, short nap, wake up, he's fine,
Yeah.
and nothing happened again.
Yeah.
So
I have a
think-
question.
Yes.
Aren't possessions a demonic thing and not a ghost thing? Because she, the entity,
yes.
asked for permission before coming in. Isn't that classic like demon thing?
No, that's a vampire thing.
You're not asking for permission into your house. No, I mean
No,
like
no.
like demons need like permission,
No,
right? To
demons
do
do
certain
not need
things.
permission.
Even take you by
Demons,
force.
They don't?
No.
demons do not need
No,
permission.
But isn't
They don't-
possession like a demon thing?
Okay, so
And not a
mm,
ghost thing?
demon is okay. Demons are a possession thing within the Catholic faith and within the Christian world,
Okay.
right? Because that is the adversary,
mm,
right? But outside of that religious viewpoint, there are many other, I won't call them adversaries lah, but many other things in between that will also take over your body.
mm.
You know, in Asia,
Ah.
a hungry ghost can possess you anytime. You know, ancestors can possess you anytime. Gods can possess you anytime.
Yeah.
Sun Wukong can possess you. You know, so I think
So much for free will. Like
yeah, so
our body's not our body.
no.
Somebody's gonna come in next and tell us that an alien can possess us. I swear.
Hey,
That's-
anal
yeah.
probing.
Yeah, you know.
That is not okay. That is not what I
so
meant.
possession, I think, is quite a common thing, lah, especially in Asia,
Huh,
right? So it could be
okay.
anyone. It could be anyone and anything, you know. And I like it when it's old ladies because you never know what they really are. You know, it could be something horrible and malevolent and ancient, like the Lao Lao in Chinese ghost story, you know, right? But on the other hand, it could actually be something quite normal and benevolent, and just tired and
Mm,
hot.
mm.
And wanted a resting place.
Yeah, I wanted
And
to be
cold water to
somewhere.
cool
And
down.
yeah, you know, because she can't splash water on herself, right? So she needs a body to go and splash cold
Yeah.
water with.
Then why does she haunt? Then why doesn't she haunt the toilets? You know, when somebody's already showering, they'd be like, "Let me just, let me just get in there under the waters as well."
When people are showering, not so easy to possess them. You
I
need to possess
see.
them
So
when
she
they're
was
in a
waiting for a
prone
sensitive
state.
soul.
Yeah, maybe he's
Mm.
asleep. Yeah, and I think she picked him, right? Because
Because he's
as Eugene
sensitive. Yeah.
pointed out, not only is he sensitive, he's scared. He's clearly scared. One look in his locker and you know he's scared. Right? He's
came
armed
prepared.
himself so much,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, oh, he has attracted her attention
Mm.
from day one,
Mm.
you know? And yeah, I think needed to get him away from his tools, his implements, his protection, you know, and catch him, right? I like the idea that she was tired. I think I have a lot of empathy for this ghost at this moment, you know. I think it must be exhausting, right, to be like drifting and wandering and, you know, really lost, lah. You know, when the Chinese refer to them as 孤魂野鬼, you know, like orphaned ghosts and wild spirits. You know, I think there's a tremendous empathy in that phrasing. You know, that it's a hard life, lah. It's a hard life.
Mm.
I want to reply to Mel with regards to possession. And possession is a very scary thing and a very forceful thing. Now, the good news is, and this is coming from a lot of spiritual practitioners that I've spoken to during my own chaotic life from 2012 to 2014, is that not many people can get possession. To be
Right.
possessed is very, very rare. To be possessed by a demon is even rarer. Demons don't want to possess you if you got no purpose for them. Demons have a purpose.
Yeah,
You have
exactly.
nothing for them. They're not going to waste their energy and time to take over your useless husk of a vessel. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And for the same on that same
Point.
point, right? Being possessed by a god and an angel is also extremely rare. So only very, very few people in this world has the ability to handle possession because most bodies cannot take it. And if you're not a powerful entity, if you're one of those 7-month type one and you try to possess, the young energy will destroy you. You come into a body, the young energy will tear your essence apart. So what most people say is possession, it's not really possession, it's attachment. You know the shutter
Right.
one where the ghost is on the shoulder?
I do not watch horror stories.
Ah.
Refuse.
Oh, okay.
Attachment means the ghost follow you. In the Chinese one, you see those Hong Kong movie like
Yeah.
you will tiptoe because as the ghost is under your feet, you know, right?
Yeah.
Or the Thai one is the ghost is on your shoulder, that's why your shoulder is always aching. So that's an attachment. The ghost is not inside. It's
Yeah,
influencing
attachment I
you.
understand.
Yeah.
Yes.
So those who get possessed, maybe for example like X or my ex Mel, these are people with the ability to already do mediumship. Then they are the Wi-Fi no password. Means anything can go inside. Yeah.
No, but you're also leaving out another category of people
Ah.
where they are the people whose yang energy is so low
Ah.
that low security
Low
password.
security. Correct.
Easy to guess.
see.
6969 and everyone can come in. Right? And any passing ghost can come in. Not because they have a gift, but because they have no protection whatsoever.
Correct.
Right. So it's dangerous when you
Okay.
are depressed and when you are severely sick. You are prone lah. You are prone, right?
Unlo.
Yeah. Yes, correct.
Yeah. So
And
that's mood
attached.
energy that you're talking about. Mood
Yeah.
energy, right?
It's yin and yang,
Emotional
right?
lah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
okay. So
they're
you guys
all
are
interlinked. They're all
interesting.
interlinked.
Okay.
Yeah. So when your
How I
spirits are, yes, how do you?
okay, how I understand energy is a little bit different.
Okay.
Right. So I mean, like there are many different forms of energy, right?
Mm.
There could be thermal energy, there could be mood energy, there could be kinesthetic energy, from like when you
Yeah.
move a ball and stuff like that. So I do get how energy plays in a paranormal world.
Mm.
I do get how, but like saying that entities are energy beings, that is something that I disagree with.
They're not energy beings, but they
Yeah.
too are part of this energy cycle, right? So
Yeah.
if you subscribe to yin and yang, for example, right, which is very hard to quantify in a sort of scientific concept,
Yeah.
right?
Actually,
Because
sorry, what
there's
is
no
yin and yang?
parallel.
What?
So the Chinese cosmos is divided into two life forces, right? The light and the
Okay.
dark, right? Basically, the dark side and the light side, lah. The sun, the moon, heat and warmth, right? Bright and dark.
The Jedi and the
So
Sith.
yes, it's fundamentally the entire human cosmos. It's the human cosmos. Okay, it is the two
Yes.
sides, right? But what is unique about the yin and yang concept is that they must be in balance. They are not opposing forces, but they are interdependent. So we
Yeah,
all
I
contain
understand
both.
that.
We all contain both energies, right?
Yeah.
But the belief is that the spirit world is heavy on the yin side because they are already passed on. So the yang
Okay.
energy, the life energy, has moved
That's us.
away. Yeah,
Okay.
the living energy has left them, and so being dead or being from another sort of realm, they are all yin lah. They're mostly yin, so they seek yang energy, right?
Okay.
And human beings generally are safer from attack because they are full of yang energy, and too much yang energy, the spirits cannot approach, right? But people who have low yang energy or heavy yin energy, for example, small children, right? Pregnant ladies, people who are depressed, who are sick, who are perhaps unstable in some ways, right? Although they're still alive, but they've lost a bit of that life energy, and they're tending towards the yin. Then they become a little bit easier to approach, a little bit easier to attach to, and maybe even take over. It's hard to quantify this in any sort of scientific way, but I see it as the same as how we talk about foods that are heaty and foods that are cooling. There's no real way to quantify that logic either. I can't explain to you why pear is cooling but durian is heaty, right? There's no science to explain it, but you try eating many durian and you will understand what I mean. Yeah, it works on the body, but Western science cannot explain it yet. So I think yin and yang also lies in that sort of perahantu kind of world, where science has yet to understand how it works. But yeah, I think that's kind of where I come from, lah.
Okay.
Eugene, what do you think?
Interesting.
Eugene is looking at the comment section and trying to.
Oh, what's happening?
we had a kind donation from KK Heng just now, $5, and he says, "Hope to hear more police stories from Mel."
I think there were others as well. Because I was reading the story, I couldn't see, but I thought I saw from the side glance there were some others as well. Did I miss out any?
Nope, only one. Oh yes, there's one more. NS horror stories from AMXRVL. Amsreville. Okay. Amsreville. Okay, it says NS horror stories. Okay. Oh, we haven't done NS yet.
No.
We haven't done
I mean, NS, I got so many. It's not like it will never end. It will be like a whole month's worth.
Okay, and a coffee from Rai,
Thank
$5.98. Thank you. Hey, why is the coffee being held by a hantu? Oh, it's so cute. The emoji. Okay, you got a cute little emoji there. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, those three. Thank you very much. Keep your coffees coming.
Okay. So I've got some comments I want to read out. This one, it says, Thursday nights, the K9 run faster than the handlers at Seletar Camp. This one is by Alvin. Why Thursday night? I will just explain it for those of you who are not aware of Thursday night. Oh, Mel, you know not Thursday night? Why?
Is it the one where Thursday nights spirit is more active?
Correct.
Okay.
Why?
Question
Why?
why? Thank you. Question why?
Between gods and
Come.
ghosts, come, you answer.
I don't know.
I also don't know.
Not
my
covered.
Malay friend say so. No, because of the timing. It's the Thursday Friday night thing. My grandma said it's the time where the worlds are closest. Again, no logic. It's just thank you, Chua Elaine, for Melanie's sexy voice.
Ah,
Why,
nice.
thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, keep saying more things. Keep
Yeah.
saying more things.
Oh, okay. What kind of things you want me to say?
We'll save that for the OnlyFans account. Okay, so ever heard of the old lady and her granddaughter walking around Tekong BMT? Usually appear to the recruits who are unable to sleep.
Yes.
I have heard of that one. Yes,
And then
it is
slap
everywhere.
Slap their face.
Nene, this one not yet sleep.
Yes,
Correct,
yeah.
yeah.
I think it's the same story that we heard. It's just been circulated.
That was
Is that it?
very effective when people don't want to respect
Yeah.
lights
Yes.
out. Okay. Yes, it will keep everybody.
Logic don't work on you guys. We'll use ghost stories to scare the hell out of
We'll
you.
use fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when I was in Tekong, I saw such amazing proof of the famous parade square that you're not supposed to bring pork across because it used to be a Muslim cemetery.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so
That's interesting.
Tekong Camp 3, you're not allowed to bring any pork out of the cookhouse or the canteen into the bunk because the pork will cross the parade square and you will offend the spirits there.
Oh.
And we saw evidence of this. But I won't
What
tell now. But
happened?
I will wait for the NS episode.
Okay,
Oh,
NS
no,
episode.
now.
When is Army Day?
Huh?
When is Army
Oh,
Day?
SAF Day.
When is
Oh,
Army
can
Day?
someone check when SAF Day
We'll
is?
do it
Then
during SAF Day lah.
We'll make it a special
Every year,
episode.
SAF Day, we'll tell you SAF stories.
Oh my god.
It'll be quite meaningful.
Okay, this one.
Okay, if anyone out
So
there
nice.
knows reasons why Thursday is particularly busy, right? Is it because the veil is thinner on Thursday night or what?
BD says Malam
please share.
Jumat, but what does it, the why? We don't know
Yeah.
the why behind it, yeah?
Yeah, what does it? Yeah, so please share with us.
Okay. Leslie Chong, the last ghost movie, I think, got Ghost on Shoulder, it says Ju Chong.
Mm.
Leslie Chong.
What was Leslie Chong's last ghost movie?
Don't know. Gotta go. You're the movie guy,
SAF
what?
Day.
Huh?
1st of
You-
July.
Last ghost movie? I
Okay,
don't know, leh.
July
Okay,
first, the week of July, we will tell you Army Ghost Story, okay?
All right, then
First
I
July.
will tell you what I experienced. Okay.
Remind John, please, before he
No.
forgets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
LSU is reminding us of the standby organ story. See,
Urban Legends. We'll share that.
Grandmother,
We'll share that.
granddaughter. Yeah, it's fantastic.
The new
Okay.
batch of youths need to hear all these urban legends. This is how we keep the urban legends and the myth alive through Supernatural Confessions, guys. We are doing
Yes.
the tough work of National Heritage Board of keeping this
Yeah.
stories alive.
It is heritage. It is. Yeah.
All right, man. Supernatural Confession sponsored by MCI. Okay, very good.
Okay, so someone was saying about how to purge the spirit off your body if there's an attachment. Sean Lim said he heard walking into the temple, but must walk out the side door of the temple. That's what he heard. How to get rid of it.
Walk out the side door of the temple.
Because you know why
How?
not? You walk in the main door. Then the ghosts have to get off your back. You say, you're going to the temple. They cannot. Never mind, I wait for you outside. You come out. Then you go by the side door and zao.
So all you're doing is transferring the spirit to someone else, lah.
Right. Just wait for another down in the luck person and be like, I
Oh,
can attach that.
no.
I
Okay.
need
That
to
young won't
rest.
destroy me.
Then okay, that's not good. I just thought of an even worse way, but okay, I'm not even gonna mention it because it's very evil.
I'm curious now.
You
Tell me.
cannot
I'm
talk
obviously
like that lah. You
curious
say halfway, you
now.
won't say.
No, but okay, so
Yeah.
the logic is always protect yourself first, right?
Yeah.
So if something follows you, like so I was told this by someone who 'cause I asked, I said, if I cannot wash my hands and feet before I go home, what should I do? Right? If I didn't prepare anything to wash my hands, and he says, you just go somewhere like 7-Eleven or a coffee shop and just hang around there, and the spirit will find someone else to attach to. Then you can leave.
Really? Does
Spirit,
it work
yeah.
that way?
spirit see you eat prata, drink tere. Boring say this fella, never go home.
So
Yeah.
when ghosts attach themselves to somebody, it's because they want something, or it's because they're sucking your energy force, and then
I
they
don't
can
think
just
it's
find another
I don't
host,
think
or
I don't think it's so fated, right? It's like you are the one I've been waiting for. No, it's not. It's rather the okay,
right.
I'm sick of being here. Let's go somewhere else.
Joe
Right?
Keck said, poor 7-Eleven employee. All those who
All the
Hey,
ghosts follow
I
him.
got ghosts following me. I better go 7-Eleven first. Poor guy working there in the graveyard shift.
Then the whole night, ding dong,
From
ding
now on,
dong,
everybody's
ding
gonna do
dong.
Oh Lord.
Oh, one of my favorite Hong Kong horror movies is the one with the haunted 7-Eleven. Okay, I don't know what the name of it was, but it's one of those Meng Gui 7-Eleven or something. It's very, very good. But 7-Elevens are freaky. Yeah, because to me, they are very yin places. Right? People middle of the night go 7-Eleven. I don't think they're happy people.
Hey, maybe they go buy condom.
Maybe they just want a snack. Yeah.
The guy's going to be happy, I'm sure.
Maybe they just want like the microwavable biryani. That's nice, right?
Yeah, that's sad.
That's
That's
making me
sad.
hungry.
That is a very
I got
yin
three
kind
more.
of meal.
I got three more comments to read out. So before we go to the next confession,
Okay,
this
come.
one is by Pixel Gunboy. He said there are some cases where people who have been practicing skills that they do not fully understand and open up channels, aka their chakras in their bodies, making them Wi-Fi no password. #.
Oh, so now we're talking shamanism.
Well, I think dabbling with any magic, lays you
Occult,
open.
yeah.
Right? Yeah. So you may be after one thing, but everything else is after you. So risky. Okay. What
Sleepy
else?
Healer is asking to Mel any strange encounter that scared you in a police stint. Stay tuned for that. We'll get her to tell us in about maybe 11:10 lah, about there lah.
I like this comment. Just like if a thief stalk you, you walk into police station. Same logic.
They come up the back door.
That's what I thought. Actually,
That was the
next,
best one.
if a
That's
ghost
funny.
follow you, can I go to the police post and get rid of the ghost there?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I know what I want to ask.
What?
So we talk about the army crest
Ah.
being blessed. Is the police crest blessed?
Yes,
Melanie,
it is. Yes.
it is equally blessed.
It is.
Government
It is.
mah.
Okay, so a lot. One of the most common practices, right, is the police hat, right? Yeah, they will put it like on their cupboard beside their bunk when they sleep at night and everything. Yeah. So yes, we use that too. Actually, I find that I find like police stations like in itself, like I'm not talking about camp, I'm not talking about training ground, but like the brightly lit police stations, right? We hardly have hardly have like experiences there, I find. Yeah, so it's
well protected.
I find so, yeah, because like the crest is everywhere. Yeah, it's on every officer's uniform, it is on our walls, and then like sometimes we have like heritage areas, where we can show stuff. It's just everywhere, it's just plastered everywhere.
I'm glad you brought this up because in our very next confession that John will be reading is the old lady of Halifax Road. Is it?
Melanie.
Is Melanie? No, Melanie is the other one.
I'm reading the last one.
Oh, you're swapped already,
Huh?
No,
you swap sequence. Eh? What is your next story?
The old lady of Halifax Road. Then the last one is the
okay, yes. The old lady is mine. I thought that was the third one. I thought that was
Okay, so let me take that back. My very cool, smooth segue that got interrupted. Speaking of Mel saying that the stations are not haunted, my next confession may prove otherwise. And this one is confessed by WQ, titled The Old Lady of Halifax Road. John, do us the honors.
I was stationed at Tanglin HQ. Tanglin HQ isn't anywhere near Tanglin Road. It's opposite KK Women and Children's Hospital. Back then, there was this huge car park behind the station where Halifax Road was. Today, if you go there, you will see a major construction going on. Tanglin Station itself has many stories, but since I never really encountered any myself, I can only regard them as hearsay. One of the urban legends that made its rounds was that there's a Pontianak haunting the car park beside the station. The car park was a popular haunt for couples to go there and make out. It's isolated and quite dark. There's only the police station and a row of colonial houses and the Central Expressway running past. As the story goes, couples who dare to park in that car park for some hanky-panky time will be visited by an old lady staring at them from outside the window. Based on their description, it was an old lady with rotten teeth. I think what I had encountered inside the station might be the same entity. This one very interesting. So I was on prowling duty at night around 4 a.m. The prowling is hourly and we take turns to do prowling. We have to actually go up and down the building and all the checkpoints to tit with our checking device. Level 4 is the library and it's also one of the spots that is the most interesting. So you need to walk right to the end by the glass panel. Inside is the library, on the left side is the wall, and this area is always very dimly lit. And many people have reported that this place is quite keras, supernaturally active. The spot that we have to tit was all the way at the end of the corridor. As I was walking back out, I felt suddenly on my left side, it doesn't feel so good. So after the library portion is an office with a small glass window and a door. From the corner of my eyes, I looked inside the office and saw an old makcik. I panicked. I ran to the lift. The lift came, but it wouldn't go down. The door was closed and then opened on its own again. I kept pressing door close, but level 1, but the door just kept opening up. So I closed my eyes and started praying. Then the whole lift started smelling of something sweet. Thankfully, after I'm not sure how long, the smell went away and the lift started moving again. After the encounter, I was sick for weeks.
Dang, dang, dang. We have a couple of Echo Boys in our chat group as well. They are also from Tanglin HQ.
Oh.
So how? HQ also can kena, no?
Chipon don't respect your crest lah, like that.
I didn't say don't have. I said lesser.
Lesser.
Maybe she belongs in the building. That's why. So
Oh.
the crest also protect her from other hantu.
So Sequest BCD said the car park, and he's right on this one. I did my research in the area as well. The car park was actually a graveyard before it was turned into a park, and it used to be a pond there.
Okay.
Hmm.
Where is this Tanglin HQ? I'm trying to figure out in my mind.
KK Hospital, in front or behind. There's a row of colonial houses there.
Okay. Because my school was near there last time. Okay, all right. Oh, all right. So, what's going on? Melanie, how? Pontianak. Was it?
So, flowery scent is
Mhm.
Pontianak, right? And Pontianaks are supposed to be young, beautiful women.
No guarantee. No guarantee. There's no.
Oh, okay. Because every time I hear
there's
about
no
Pontianak,
rule.
they're like,
Yeah.
they're
it's
like succubuses, right?
It's common. It's common lah. But
Right.
no.
So
no.
in this case, it's a old Pontianak.
I think when you've been a Pontianak for a very long
So,
time, I think something will
maybe.
happen lah. Yeah, there must be veteran
Okay.
Pontianaks.
So in the
Ponti
law,
Mama. Ponti Mama.
Different level.
never stuck enough life force
Well,
to
so
maintain beauty.
to share with you the law of Pontianak, right?
The law.
The
Okay.
law. They can appear because spirits can take forms. So they appear as beautiful women to trick passerbys. But their original form is usually old, ugly. Yeah.
Oh.
I think, I have an interesting opinion.
Hmm.
So, I mean, it's easy to connect a female entity and then a floral smell, and put them together and say Pontianak,
Mm.
right? On the other hand, to me, it's equally believable that there was something in the lift that was maybe Pontianak-like, but he couldn't see it. And then there was something else in the library, which was the makcik.
So you're talking two entities.
Yeah, because
I
she
thought
didn't
you were
follow him.
saying
She didn't
that there
follow
was
him
an
to the...
air freshener in the lift. I thought that was what you were about to say.
No.
The
Although
sort
it's
that
entirely
times they go,
possible. Yeah. That,
Yeah.
like we discussed last week in the Bangkok hotel room, right? And then and then you get the smell. I don't know. I mean, first of all, okay, so let's take the rational. I don't know. Since no one here is going to do the rational thing, so I'm forced to. Okay, I will be rational. Okay. So number one, no reason why a old makcik or a cleaner cannot be in the building, right? No reason, right? Number two, corner of the eye is always very suspicious, lah. Is always suspicious. To see it front on is another thing, right? But to see in the corner of the eye and already feeling like a little bit like things are not right. It's a quick glimpse. It's a quick glimpse, so I wouldn't always trust the eyes in this sense, And then I think it's easy to imagine smells or misrecognize a smell. So I don't know, right? I've actually heard of much more concrete Pontianak encounters where it literally followed her into a lift and she could feel the air move, and it was full on Pontianak because it was the part 1 and part 2 of the smell, right? You must. So it has to be a floral smell that grows more and more pungent until it starts to rot and stink.
Oh.
Then you can confirm it's Pontianak.
I
Right.
see.
So he got half a Pontianak in training. In
Okay.
training. I don't know. So to me, if
Huh.
you wanted to be absolutely rational, yes, it could be a cleaner and air freshener. Working on a already nervous mind at 4 a.m. in the morning. It could be. But Eugene, would you say that it is the jinn?
So I asked, right? I asked the same question because he said he saw a makcik in the room.
In the
My first, and then you see, I saw from the corner of my eye, I turned, I saw a makcik, I panicked, right? He said that. So my first question is like, wait, could it be the cleaner?
Yeah.
All right. First thought, could it be the cleaner? He says, it's at 4 a.m. Cleaning stuff.
You know what time the cleaners have to start or not, so that you can get out of the way before you start. You open your office, right? And how early do police stations have
Where
to?
is this again?
Tanglin
4th
Tanglin
floor,
station.
the library there.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be cleaners in at 4 a.m. for sure.
You sure? You sure? Nowadays, all officers have night cleaners, right? Because the daytime you don't want them cleaning.
No, I think
during
cleaner
your
But they
4
do
a.m.
though.
hours.
They're around, like disturbing us when we're doing our things, vacuuming the floor.
We
and
don't
like,
know.
Okay, sorry, auntie.
So Carlos Cole is saying, you know why people keep seeing hantu with the corner of the eye? It has to do with vision field limitation, right? Yeah, and this is quite. I think I've talked about it before. So the notion of Glimmengeist. Have I talked about Glimmengeist before?
No.
So Glimmengeist refers to the term where you see something moving past in the corner of your eye, right? And what scientists believe that it is that it's a reflex. It is your mind telling your animal senses, right, that you're in a dangerous situation. You need to open your field of vision more. So it's triggering the corners of your vision and saying, pay attention, pay attention. And to do so, it sends signals to make you think something is there.
Right.
So you become more alert. Right? Because normally your field of vision is very limited because you don't pay attention. You can actually see much wider than you think you do. Right? So it's meant to wake you up. Yeah. So then there may not actually be anything there. It is your mind telling you, acting out of nervousness and out of anxiety, right? To wake up your senses, up your senses.
I think this particular confession is tough.
What do you think, Eugene?
It's tough to pinpoint that is the hantu. I will be honest with this one. Even when you smell something, you I can imagine why you'll be frightened because already there is talk of that place being keras.
Correct.
You are going into the place preset with your mind that this place is scary, and I think for some reason he's not doing it with a partner. So already you are fearful. You turn, you see. Okay, so I like to think that he saw something lah. Whether that something is the Pontianak or something is entirely different, I don't think it's the same Pontianak. It's not the Pontianak at Halifax Road and suddenly go through the wall and try to scare him inside. But today, nobody making out in the car park. I go to the library at 4th floor to read book. But he said he saw something. So maybe he saw something and he ran. But everything in this story, there is so many loopholes or so many holes in the story that it's very hard to confirm or deny convincingly that it is a haunting. So I cannot go with it's a haunting with this one. Cannot. But however, hearing the rumors and stories, even on the chat, now that I'm looking, people have said Halifax is known for its Pontianak. So yes, while there is haunting in the area, the question we are saying is, did this confessor actually witness that haunting for himself?
I mean, I think that if I spent a lot of time in a place that I know to be haunted and I've heard so many stories, then it wouldn't take much to trigger
Yeah.
my misconceptions, right? You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
every bird call is a Pontianak.
Yeah.
Because I would be totally freaked out. And doing 4 a.m. prowling is really ridiculous
Yeah.
in a haunted building.
Mhm.
Correct.
Yeah,
correct.
I know. If
Yeah.
I was in his position, I would see many
You know what I
ghosts.
think? You know what's that old lady that I think he saw?
What?
So he walked. The room
Mm.
inside is of course dark and it's also dimly lit outside. But you can see reflection, right? So he probably turned, he saw himself, like through the translucent, like a bit of image. Then he probably looked like shit at 4 a.m. already. Coupled with the Pontianak stories in his head, he saw something ugly here and he ran away.
I thought you were gonna say that he looked in the reflection and he saw himself as the old lady because he is possessed and the old lady is him
Wow.
actually, right?
Oh.
Wow. I think that's a very interesting story. I'm more interested in this Pontianak that watches people have sex in the car park.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
I was going to say, hang on, wait a minute. We
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
peeping Tom.
What is she doing?
No, but what does
right?
she do? Does she like
She's a peeping
stop,
No,
or
no,
pond.
is she
she
like?
goes. So the
Peeping
stories
pond.
that I heard is she will look at the people like as they're doing, right? Then they look out
Yeah.
the window. There's somebody standing there at the window looking at them. Then when they
Yeah,
put on their pants,
Just
they come out,
looking.
and then
She's
when
gone.
they open the door, it's gone because the entire car park is very open. There's a pond,
Right,
but
right.
it's not like an old lady can shuffle away, hide behind a tree.
Yeah.
So,
But what was she doing?
Watching.
peeping.
so
That's
there's
it.
one story where I heard because I was doing research on Halifax Road. This guy was like, he was cleaning himself up and then throwing his tissue paper out of the window. Then when he's about to drive off, he saw as an old lady beside his car licking the tissue paper.
Ooh.
Like basically taking his life force.
Joe Cat says that is the kappa auntie lah.
But anyway, it's 11:03 now. Shall we get to Mel's stories?
Come. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So my hearsay
Okay.
stories.
So this is the getting to know Mel part, okay?
Yeah.
So we will ask
Okay.
Mel to share some of her stories, but at the same time, if you guys have interesting questions, right, you can please throw them in the chat and we'll see how many we can answer also lah.
Okay.
Okay, come tell us.
So I was in a traffic police for about 3.5 years, right? So we have heard stories, of course, like, I don't know, they like to talk about these things and I like to listen, right? So one of the one that really stuck with me is there was this one fatal accident, right, involving a older gentleman riding a bicycle or a motorbike, I cannot remember, right?
Okay.
Fatal accident. He was carrying like Maggie packets, curry Maggie packets in his bag, and because of the impact of the accident, curry powder was everywhere. Right, so officers who attended to the scene said that it was everywhere. The smell was around. Maggie curry is pretty potent. So in our forensics room, we have a drying cabinet. Right, where sometimes when we bring evidence back, we don't want it to rot, so we will dry the blood out. So it's like a dehumidifier of sorts. So basically remove the moisture, right? So we just called it the drying cabinet. I can't really remember what it's called. Right. So during the course of that investigation, officers have said like different spots on level 2, that's where the investigation unit is. Like at level 2, they can smell like curry powder, like like Maggie curry around the place. Yeah, at different times, odd times of the day, different locations, you just smell it until the case was closed. And then nobody smelled curry anymore. So I thought it was I was like, that's pretty interesting. If you want to talk about like attachment, the ghost is attached to either this case or the ghost is attached to whatever dried blood evidence thing that we have in our office. Right? Until case is closed, and then we have to file evidence away and everything, and then it's probably not around anymore, that artifact.
Interesting.
Yeah. So this one, I'm a little bit, it's like, okay, it's more believable than possession. I know everybody is like saying possession is real. I'm sorry, but
or could it just be that when the thing happened and everyone who was on site smelled the curry powder and thought, oh yeah, a long time never eat curry Maggie.
And then everybody started
Then the
eating.
next few days,
No.
everybody is going 7-Eleven and
Nobody
eating
is
curry
eating
Maggie.
Maggie curry. But yeah, they clarified that, I'm pretty sure. We only have one pantry anyway. But yeah, so it
Okay.
was
Where was this taking place? Where's the headquarters that you're talking about?
traffic police that will be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't there a traffic police or LTA thing at also at Tanglin?
That's LTA, I think.
Not at Tanglin, but near KKH.
That's
near
LTA.
near KK Hospital,
Yeah.
right? Okay,
Yeah.
that's LTA. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us more. I like this.
Yeah, you like the curry
one.
one. Me too. I like the curry one.
I
Okay.
love the
So then
curry
the
one.
other, okay, there is this urban legend, okay, about
Mm.
when the TP building was being built. So this was many, many years ago. TP building is very old. Our lifts are breaking down. If anybody is listening, please spend money to upgrade our lifts. It's always breaking down. And I have to like climb the stairs. Okay, anyway. Exercise, but all right. So anyway, so when the building was being built, a security guard got into an argument with a contractor, and the contractor killed the security guard.
Wow.
Right? And so every now and then, somebody will see said security guard.
Ooh.
Yeah. So like when the security guards have no business at the time of day, they're not at the guardhouse. I mean, like I don't think they prowl, and basically we're in access areas, so you need to have like a pass. They go beep to come in. I don't know if the security guards have these, but most of the time when I see security guards in our building, they're just standing at the door to vet like cars coming in, right? So if it's like at night and there are no cars coming in, they should be standing at the guardhouse, like in front. Yeah. So they shouldn't be wandering around. That's one thing. So it would be odd, I think, to see like a security guard walking around the premises. So that's one. But there have been sightings, multiple sightings. So that's an urban legend that I hear when I first moved to TB. They're like, okay, ma'am, you need to hear all these horror stories. I'm like, okay, hit me. So that's one of them. Another one is
And did you see him yourself? Did you see him yourself? Did you get a sighting? Okay.
No,
right.
I don't see anything that I choose not to see. So
But then again,
yeah.
But then again, you didn't know what he looked like when he was alive.
No,
so you might
but
have seen him. You
but
wouldn't
it's an
recognize
old
him.
security uniform, wouldn't you think?
I don't know. Okay.
I don't know. Maybe.
Since
I
you
interact
say
with
that
the
if you
security
saw, you would
officers very
deny.
often. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe one of them all along was him, right?
Maybe.
Okay, but anyway.
Oh, I interact with my security guards all the time. I say good morning, and they say good morning back. I say good evening, and they say good evening back. Don't scare me, jeez.
Because based on Eugene's story just now, they can even sit in the toilet and have conversations with you, right?
I know, right?
Yeah,
It's so sentient. Okay.
Very, very
The other
much.
one
Okay.
that we hear
Yes.
is about a little boy. So apparently there's a little boy running shoeless around a compound. And that's it. That's all I've heard about it. Like they see a little boy running around. And that's all. Especially around the car park area where we keep like our vehicles.
Daytime, nighttime. Daytime, nighttime. Okay. Wow, interesting. This TP. We must go and check it out.
So I didn't say that we don't have. It's just not that many. Not as many as like the training camps or like the big like land masses near the forest. Those kind of things.
Yeah.
Most of our
Actually, there's a question from
quite in the middle.
RSVP by Grace saying, and I'm quite interested to know about this as well. Is there any stories about Hantu helping to solve a case, or like there's a murder,
like ghost whisperers?
No, like maybe someone was murdered, and then it's like there's a cold case, and then the spirit come to you in your dreams and talk to you about it.
I have never heard of that. I've heard of intuition, uncanny intuitions on how people solve murders, but a ghost helping out. They probably kept it pretty under wraps.
Okay.
So one guy I interviewed once who was he was a very, very strong psych, right? And he was also a forensic pathologist. Or he was not the forensic pathologist. I think he was an assistant, right? And he said that he had the hardest time getting used to the job because while his superior is down there doing the autopsy, the spirit is right there trying to say what happened.
Oh.
But he cannot go and tap his boss on the shoulder and go, it was a 12-inch knife and it was 2 people attacking him. How do you know?
So he works at HSA.
No, he used to work in the SGH Forensic Labs in Outram.
Ooh.
Yeah, which is also where my mother used to work. So that reminds me, I must go and pump her for stories also. So yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So he was there for quite a few years, and he said it was very stressful because he would know everything that happened to the victim, but could not put it down into the report.
So again, this is another account of a sentient being that has
Yes.
memories about what happened.
Yeah, I mean,
It
he
must be traumatic,
literally,
man.
Freshly
yeah, because
dead.
he's still attached to the body, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the bright light haven't come yet.
So I would like
you
to,
know?
recommend everyone when you're still alive, please do not take it for granted when you are playing charades, because there's no telling that one day when you die and you need to pass all this
Ah.
information to the to the
Yeah.
psychic, you can be
Learn
like,
your skill.
"Words." Yeah.
Yes, and if you want to use Ouija board, please spell properly, okay?
Yeah. Oh, no, I died already lah. My spelling and my grammar all gone.
We need to work on our spelling. We do.
Speaking of which, right, we
Yeah.
talk about the ghost helping, and this just brought to mind. I got this again. I have to declare this is hearsay. Okay.
Okay.
It was a taxi driver who told me that he's a very good friend with the inspectors who were in charge of the Adrian Lim's case.
Mm.
And he said they never tell you, because he knows that, hey, you're the Supernatural Confessions guy, right? So I had a nice chat with him in the cab. And he says, this one, nobody will tell you, but I know the inspector for the Adrian Lim's case. They cannot find him. Whole block, they cannot find. Up, down, they cannot find. Then this guy, they go and call the Bomo. Then they chan. Then straight away in front, they follow the blood stain all the way up. Only through magic, they can fight magic. That's why I got lah. I'm just sharing with you what he told me lah.
But got
They
blood stain
followed
what?
the blood
Yeah,
stains,
got blood stain can
and
follow
they
what?
couldn't see
They
the
couldn't
blood
see the
stain
blood stains
before.
Oh,
I
couldn't
see.
see the blood stain.
So it's like
So
as
now-
if
Ah.
the thing just lifted up.
Wow. So is
I
this like
see.
supernatural CSI, right?
Oh,
Okay.
right.
Wow.
Donnie Darwin
okay.
is asking, want to ask Melanie, does the SG police investigators use Bomo to help?
You sure?
Personally,
You
I've
sure?
never come across any of my IOs asking me, ma'am, I cannot solve this case. Can I please pick up the phone and call a Bomo? No, none of my IOs have ever asked me that before now, okay? We will go back to the
about
roots
say-
and we were like, let's go back and look at facts. We go look at surveillance cameras. We'll just go ask a few more questions. We go back to the basics to see if we missed anything out.
What about
We-
missing children? Do you not bring psychics in? Like
missing
Ah,
children?
here's a
I've
piece of
never done-
clothing that my daughter wore.
I've never done a
Missing
missing
persons
persons case. I have read about missing. Okay, can't disclose. Okay, so I read about, but I've never, but I've never done a missing child's person case. And like in Singapore, safe to say, a lot of our missing children cases are more runaway cases than kidnaps or murders or anything scary or human trafficking and stuff like that. Not
Yeah lah.
not too much, I would think.
Small island with too much CCTV lah. So there's a limited
We
range
see
of possibilities.
everything.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
but okay.
So scary.
So let's say you have a case, a murder or something, right?
Yeah.
And a spiritual master comes up and says, I know the answer, or the spirits have told me the answer. What would the official response to this person be?
First, okay, well, it depends. First of all, how did this person approach us? Online?
Like literally just comes up to the station or something and go, I want to speak to so and so in charge of this case. The spirits have told me something.
Okay.
What would you do? Would you be able to accommodate him, or would you?
Yeah,
because of
we won't
protocol?
turn somebody away. Right? We won't
okay.
turn somebody away with tips. So, like somebody says they know something regarding and they came down in person. Yeah, we'll send somebody to hear them out, take down a few notes, and say thank you.
and then probably look at him with suspicions like, how do you
Yeah.
know?
Oh yeah, maybe
No,
we will be
personal
like, does
interest.
anybody have
Please
like the
don't leave
person's
the
ID?
country. Yeah.
Sir, excuse me, can I have your IC? No, just a double check. Just run some screenings, maybe.
Wow.
No.
I mean, that's
So
a good
far, I
question.
haven't encountered anybody actually walking like tip lines. Yes, but we do have some
Okay.
crazies in our tip lines.
Okay. Well, I mean,
course.
Singapore police force not as good as the Malaysia supernatural forces. The one who use coconut try to find the aeroplane. one,
The plane, right?
yeah. The coconuts are
Well,
very
did it work,
important,
by the
okay?
way?
No, still
No.
don't find. Maybe the coconut not fresh enough. Hey, there's a question from
Okay.
Navinet. Says, Mel, is there any
Yes.
crime so far that science cannot explain? Like, Like you know it's supernatural related. You just cannot put it down in the court in the document because it's like science cannot explain. Like really, this is the.
I'm thinking really hard about this. Hang on, give me a minute.
I got a feeling she goes, can I actually say this?
Yeah, she's like,
Will I get a HR call tomorrow? Excuse me, Miss Tan, can you please come down to the station? We'd like to talk to you about the show you did yesterday.
Oh my god.
Did I sign an NDA about?
We signed an OSA, okay?
See? Okay.
Let me think. Any case that I haven't
Or that you read about.
that cannot be
In the case file.
explained. Okay, so like crime in Singapore is really boring. I have to say, it's not like anything exciting. It's like
Crime is really boring.
it's really. It's really boring.
Well-
You don't need to CSI anything. You already know who it is. You just need to.
We're not
confess or
encouraging
excite it.
anyone, okay?
Yeah.
We are not saying be more
We need
creative
more
with your
like
crime. okay? We're
creative
not.
serial murderers. No, we
No,
don't have those.
no.
We don't have
We
those
are
in Singapore, and we
not
never will
saying-
have.
we
You
are
can't
not
get away with
saying
it.
that.
You just can't.
Yeah,
But
don't bother.
yeah, but so anything that science can't explain, I would have to say no. That science can't explain, but we do see evil.
Huh?
I mean, we do see evil in some of the more horrific crimes that
Yeah lah.
people
They're
commit.
not human
of
lah.
course.
That's a human side of things lah.
No, man, I don't understand how anybody can do
Yeah,
that. I mean,
okay.
I think the police are in a very difficult position because they have to see humanity at its worst
yeah,
you
you
know,
don't fucking
and
understand.
in a way that the rest of us don't have to come across so often.
And the
you know?
media doesn't portray a lot.
Yeah.
Sean,
you know?
Sean Lim has a question for you.
Yeah.
She say, is she a 10? Of course she's a 10. Look at her, how hot she is.
What are we talking about?
Oh,
Me?
is she an IO? Oh, no, are you?
Is she an IO?
Looks like a 10 to me. Okay.
IO.
What's an IO?
Investigation
officer.
officer. Yeah.
Okay, right.
Can I say
Um,
my real
I-
title?
Oh no.
I wasn't an IO, but
Okay.
my men were IOs. Doesn't make sense.
She's
Oh
the
no,
IO head.
she's the
No,
super
I'm definitely not
IO.
head. No, I'm not head.
Super
I'm not head.
IO.
OC.
Super IO. She's the EIEIO. Okay.
I'm the old McDonald. That's what it is.
Wow.
Wow.
She runs the farm
Yeah,
with all
man.
the
Yes, right.
She's the
wow.
man.
Okay. Everyone watch out.
Got-
She knows
Yeah,
all your
no.
secrets.
Oh, you
OC,
talk about
OC.
evil, right? So Chua Yilin
Yeah.
is saying the devil made me do it. And then there's another question that came up from Donnie Darwin that's kind of related as well. This question again for Melanie. Is there any horrible crimes that can manifest Hantu, or perhaps even crimes that you think has influenced by supernatural?
Okay, so I do feel like a lot of the domestic murders that we have. So in Singapore, most of the time our murders they're not random, sporadical attacks by crazy people. Okay, we don't have a lot of drug cases in Singapore. We don't have a lot of, apart from drugs, I don't understand how anybody else can snap mentally, right? So
Possession.
yeah, well, let's not go into that yet. But we do, like, most of our murders are between people that know each other, right? And a lot of it is domestic, right? So it's more like crime of passion kind of thing, But
Right.
sometimes I just don't understand, how can somebody snap to the point where they stab somebody over 20 times? I'm like,
have you ever been
after
married?
the first step, don't you? I mean, well, yeah. I get why you want to stab somebody once or twice, but 20? Do you know how much blood there is in a human body? And like 20 like holes, like puncture marks
Yeah.
is.
But
I don't get it.
That's where the psychopathy comes in, right? That, if you stab
Yeah.
once or twice and you find yourself enjoying how that felt, then that's the reason you keep going.
I can never understand that. I mean,
But
I
I
mean,
guess
of course,
that's
like
what
you hear.
that's what separates us from them, right? Those
Yeah,
people who
but
can
like-
take pleasure in something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
So
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
Okay, so psychopathy is when somebody doesn't know that what they're doing is wrong, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, then the other one, sociopaths are people who know it's wrong and still do it anyway, right? So like,
I see.
but like there's signs to somebody being a sociopath. You don't just snap and be a sociopath.
Oh, no,
you
no,
snap
no,
and be
yeah.
a psychopath, but not a sociopath. So it's like you purposely do things that you know are wrong because you like it, and that doesn't apply to when they start
I'm-
stabbing people 20
I mean,
other
I can-
times.
I
And
can
it's somebody that you
imagine-
love.
I can imagine a crime of, but you see, okay, so it's only
Crime of
intense.
passion.
It's only intense emotions that can
Yeah.
breed. They can breed other intense emotions. right?
Yeah.
So if someone's going to kill you and kill you viciously, it's because they felt viciously about you, right? So
Right.
intense love can become intense hate, and I think if there is intense hate, that's worth more than one or two stabs. I think you stab until you
No,
cease to feel
there
the hate.
there is a I read about this somewhere. I really slip my mind right now. I'm trying to recall something about the psychology of murder, crime of passion. Uh, crime of passion, when you are very angry, when you are sane, you will step
Mm,
up to a maximum of 5, or there is a specific number psychologists have
Yeah,
determined,
yeah.
right?
No,
That
I
is
get it.
up to this point you are
It's energy
sane,
disposal.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you finish it and you were like, it's 7 steps max. 20 steps, it's not your normal. It's another part of the brain. So it's no longer just an expulsion of anger. It's something else. I remember
Yeah.
reading this.
So I do feel like there are evil forces driving behind this. It's more than just
mm,
anger. It's more than just crime of passion. Like, okay, so this is just murder. What about rape
Yeah.
to children? You know what I mean? What
mm,
about those kind of cases?
mm.
Yeah. Those like really unspeakable sort of like I don't even know what the fuck is happening kind of
And
cases.
and the
Like
thing
how
about
how?
the thing about affliction of the supernatural, right? It's 99% of the time it's very subtle. You don't get the whole Hollywood exorcist thing, like things burst.
No. Yeah, no.
It's always an influence. That's why the good versus evil. I mean, if you even take a look at you look at the biblical version of good versus evil, right?
Mm.
It's these are things that slowly pushes you to the edge. It makes you feel how it pulls that emotions out from you. So yes, it is still within you, but where does the influence lie? That's the
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, no, I do get that.
Hey, Tim O is in the
Okay.
house. Hello, Tim.
Hello. Okay, we are dealing with very profound things
Yeah.
here. The nature of evil. The nature of evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just your casual
Wow.
Friday
What
night
did I miss?
conversation.
Oh, there's a lot that you missed, bro. It's
Oh
today was very
man.
heavy
I
topic.
didn't even broke.
And
Yeah.
Come, Timo, tell us why humans are evil. All right.
actually, we got 11:23 now. I think we may not be able to
Mm.
dissect the last confession.
But we
We
should
should
hear
hear
it
it anyway.
Wait, just
Okay.
before it
Mm.
disappears, someone mentioned, let's see, Alice Malt said that I did NS police and he has stories. So please, Eugene, yeah, and please get in touch with Eugene,
Kawa
share some of
Kianwei.
your stories. Yeah, we are happy to do a police story part 2,
Mm.
right? So more stories, please. Okay. In the meantime, shall we get on to the last tale?
Yes, the last
And we-
tale. This one is confessed by anonymous, and it's titled "If You Love Me, You'll Be With Me,"
I love this one.
and
Okay.
narrated
Take
by
Me
it
the
too.
away.
very sexy voice of Melanie Tan.
Hey. Okay, so I'm gonna start. I was new to the force. I think probably still during my first month. We were responding to a distress call about a disturbance and possible attempted suicide happening at Avenue 3. When we got to the house, I saw an elderly woman on a chair and a younger girl, I assumed was the daughter of the older lady. An elderly man in a red polo tee and grey pants was standing a little further away at the entrance to the bedroom. My senior took the lead and managed the situation. Upon seeing no immediate threat or injuries, he instructed me to take the statement from the elderly lady while he went to speak to the younger girl. From my conversation with the woman, I learned that she has recently lost her husband. She has been inconsolable since, and every night for the past month, she can see her husband calling out for her to join him. This night, she got into a heated argument with her daughter, who wants her to move on and not to sprout nonsense about joining him. That's when I asked her about the other elderly man in the house and if I could speak with him. He wasn't standing at the doorway anymore, and I assumed he had just walked into the bedroom. The old lady looked puzzled. She said she was living alone with her daughter. There was no other man at home. Her son is in Australia. I said I saw a man in a red and white striped polo tee and grey pants. The old lady looked shocked and then broke down crying hysterically. I looked to my senior for advice on handling the situation. He went to talk to her but couldn't get anything coherent out of her. After some exchange that went on out of earshot, my senior said, "Okay, all settled, let's go." We left the place and kept walking in silence all the way to our patrol car and drove off. After we had left the car park, my senior said to me, "You asked about the old man in red and white polo tee, is it?" I said, "Yeah, what's wrong?" "Well, how do you know about him?" "Know about what?" "About the husband." "I don't. What are you on about?" "You saw a man in the house wearing a red polo tee with white stripes." "Yes, he was there when we entered." "I didn't see him." "What?" I exclaimed. The husband was buried in his red polo tee and white striped and grey pants, and the lady has been seeing this vision every night, asking her to jump down and join him. I'm not sure how you saw the same thing, but I'm just going to leave this out of the report.
I love this story.
Me too. I have one question, but y'all go ahead first. Straight
It's
away,
like-
John is like,
It's like a scene from a movie, right? You know, it's totally like,
is.
oh,
I'm
there are
excited
three
about
people.
this
There's an old
one.
lady, there's a daughter, and there's a man. Which one's the
There
ghost?
is
Which
a
one's the ghost?
beckoning,
Right?
you know?
Yeah, it's wow. I tell you, it's show. Okay, what was your question, Melanie? What was your question?
Who would bury somebody in a polo tee?
It's like his
Yeah
favorite
lah.
shirt lah. It's his favorite shirt.
But would you?
You know, you bury
Do you
them.
want them to look dapper?
Yeah.
And then also they said like, and then they also said like, follow me and jump, right? Wait,
Mm.
how did the old man
Yeah.
die?
Didn't say.
They
Jump.
didn't say, right? But if
Oh,
he
didn't
said
jump, ah?
follow me and jump,
not by
maybe he
jumping.
jumped.
Yeah, so
Mm.
maybe.
Yeah, it
So-
sounds like follow me and jump, right?
Right.
Mm.
So if he jumped, shouldn't it be a closed casket case? It's pretty gory seeing bodies of people who
Yeah,
landed.
but I mean, even then, I mean, you know, it's quite common to just approach the widow and say what was his favorite clothes, and the wife would pick, right? So the wife would very much know what she picked for him, lah, right? And
Mm.
I can't imagine a normal Singaporean uncle wanting to be buried in a suit. It'd be like the worst, weirdest thing. and then,
Really?
like, so
Because
hot.
all the funerals that I've been to, they're just dapper. You know, the suit,
Really?
tie. Yeah,
Oh.
like even a little handkerchief thing.
Wow.
What do you call
None of my uncles own a suit.
My grandpa was buried
Don't
in
you
a short
rent
sleeve
it from
white shirt.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
They
Why did you
wouldn't
buy
wanna,
it from like the funeral homes?
No.
They wouldn't
Do I
want
even go to-
to. They wouldn't want to spend eternity
No,
wearing
in
something you
Asian
would never want to
culture-
wear in life.
Yeah, in Asian culture, you take your favorite clothes to wear.
Yeah. You know why? Yeah, we don't have the whole notion of Sunday best
Yeah.
and kind of thing. You know, no, you're going to hell
Interesting.
anyway.
Mm.
You know,
Okay. That's
but burn me something nice
Yeah.
at 7 months. You know, got change of clothes. Don't worry.
Somewhere, if
Yeah.
you're going for the Taoist thing, you're going to go to the 18 courts of hell. Very hot now.
Yeah. Ernest Doe says my brother wore a polo tee. And it burned the favorite birthday suit best, Frankie. that can be arranged, Frankie. Okay.
we have the closed casket, Dad. We have the closed casket.
Ooh. What if the casket cannot close? Okay. Anyway,
Oh.
Yeah,
moving
Jiu Chong
on.
also said my dad was dressed in uncle shirt and pants. So yeah, Singapore, you don't dress up in suit with a little handkerchief thing there. Not that I've seen
Okay.
anyway.
Yeah, I
that
mean,
was
This is
all.
the funeral that I went to.
I think many families will want their relatives to wear what they're comfortable with, you know, and what
Mm.
identifies them, lah. You know. Okay, yes, KK red clothes is very different,
Even Mr. David says depends on personality of the deceased, of course. My
course.
late dad is quite vain, so
Yes.
mom said to dress him up gentleman style. So yes, you have
Yeah lah.
yeah.
It's the personality lah.
Mm.
Yeah, you know.
I
I mean,
see.
someone
Okay.
who never thought wearing suits is an interesting thing, you know, then he wouldn't want to die in one. Yeah, you know. But someone who I think has a certain sense of occasion and formality,
Yeah.
definitely,
So
right?
Avenue
Yeah.
3 Toa Payoh, I think they are not the suit type lah.
Is it Toa Payoh? Was it
To-
Toa Payoh?
Toa Payoh Avenue 3.
I read Avenue
I-
3. I didn't know which part of Singapore.
All
Yeah.
depends on the family. All depends on the family and whether the guy left instructions, lah. You know.
Mm.
But I'm curious now. If you say follow me and jump, and he jumped, right? So here you have a case because we didn't hear anything about what went on in the investigation, like why he jumped, for example. You know,
Because
What-
I think
what
that was a previous case because he was dead like a few weeks already, right? So, and whoever or the police responded to this case was
It's a
not.
domestic case. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, right.
It's probably like they were shouting, arguing, and the neighbors called. They'd be like,
Yes,
"Oh,
correct,
domestic
correct.
dispute." Yeah.
Interesting, huh? Because
Mm.
yeah, I'm just interested in the psychology of the widow and you know what she's seeing and it's one of those things that to me could be 50-50.
Mm.
It could be totally, you know, the husband jumped and now wants another person to jump with her with him. On the other hand, it could also be something unresolved in her,
Mm.
right? And her grief,
Guilt.
you know,
Yeah.
and grief or guilt and wanting to follow him.
Mm.
Or
You
it
know,
could be something that actually taken the life of the husband and now goes to the next
That
family.
also, yes. it
Are we
could
talking
also
about
be
attachment or possession now?
This is not possession. This is
some other spirit
an entity that is
deceiving her.
quite powerful in that sense, but did not possess them, is coming to her to influence her to take her life.
Yeah, like what happened with the medium in Insidious, right? Where she saw her husband, asking her to kill herself and join him, but she knew it's him.
Is that a
It's
horror
not.
show?
She knew it's not him.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It
She's not
is
gonna
I don't
watch.
know.
something you
No,
don't watch.
no. I didn't even know the
KS
title.
KS
Yeah.
is asking why the
Yeah.
police didn't interview the old man first.
The senior was the one who gave the instruction, and the senior did not see the old man.
Could not see the old man. That's right.
Mm.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm-
Anyway, 11:31. So we got to say our goodbyes
Interesting.
tonight. 11:35.
Oh, so fast.
We
Okay.
have a featured confession with Murali. Before he was a spiritual master, he was a police officer. So listen to stories from Ang Mo Kio Police Station. He was sharing a lot of very interesting stuff, and I just want to quickly give a last minute advertisement. There's a cleansing of Pancha Kosha happening tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. So if you guys still want to catch us for this one, one day only. I do not know when Murali is going to come back again. So just contact me for that one. My number is there, 94594931. Also, quick thanking our Patreons. We have Sentience, Spirits and Souls tier, Alessian Adrian Chua, Chua Elaine, Deborah Confield, Chia King To, Joel Go, Karina, Candy Chia, Grace Chai, Linda, Ron Suchie, and of course, everyone who has donated to us today on this show as well. Thank you so much. You have made this show possible. And no, we really appreciate it. And I see the view counts. It's been today's 260. Mel, this is the highest we got.
Wow.
I got a feeling a lot of the police officers are watching us right now.
Yeah,
Maybe.
suddenly like
They're like,
CID or
okay, this bitch is
so
talking
you better
bullshit.
tune in. You better tune in. Yeah, he's revealing all the secrets.
So if you guys are doing night duty and watching us from the station, hello, my name is Eugene.
Hi, Jonathan here, and this is our guest Melanie.
Yeah.
Revealing all your secrets.
That's right.
And
No, excuse
the
me.
one
Hello,
standing
don't ask
behind
me to
you.
sign OSA things. The one
The one
standing
standing
behind you.
is the old lady. Say hi.
The
I don't
Pontianak
want to
of
turn around. I'm
Halifax.
good.
Yeah.
Right, but yeah, no, if there are any police out there, thank you for your service. Thank you for what you do, and take care of yourself. Yeah.
And if any of you want to reach out to me anonymously, my number is
Yes.
945949931, or find me on supernaturalconfessions.com.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much, Melanie. This was fun.
Thank you for
This was
having me. This
very
was fun.
Any parting words? Any parting advice?
Yeah.
Parting advice.
Mm.
Advice. What do I want to
Yeah.
advise about? What can I advise about? Any parting advice? Oh, okay. I have an advice. Be as oblivious as you can. And just don't see what you want to see. They don't disturb you. You don't disturb them. We're cool.
Mm. Okay.
Like if you think you see something, don't go look. Okay, just
Don't check. Don't double
no,
check.
no, don't go investigate things that don't need to be
Yes.
investigated.
Okay, this is the boss of the IOs telling you don't investigate. Okay. Okay, what I
know,
have learned.
right?
What I have learned today is very interesting, and I'm going to act on it tomorrow. I'm going to go to Beach Road. I'm going to buy an army crest and a police crest and have them with me at all times because they certainly are effective.
I want to know:
Okay.
is it the same crest? Is it a Singapore crest?
No, like Abi one looks
Is
a
it
bit
the same
different.
crest?
I
Looks
think it's
different.
slightly different. I think it's
Yeah.
slightly
Okay.
different. Yeah, I think it's different because the SAF one is gold. Yours is silver, right?
Silver.
Police
Yeah.
is silver. Yeah. Yeah. So I will buy one of each and protect myself with it. Double
Oh, why not?
crest.
Yeah. Double crested.
Yeah. Woo. Okay, Eugene, you.
To summarize what I've learned from my guest today, in short, act blur, live longer.
That's right.
Good night, everybody. We'll see you guys on Friday Night Live.
Good
next week.
night.
Bye.
What did you find? You are listening to Supernatural Confessions.